Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of Big Blue Nation. We have lots of news tonight, but the biggest news of all is 6'8" power forward, small forward, scoring
Yeah.
forward from Iowa State, Milan Momcilovic, has committed to the University of Kentucky. He is going to be a Wildcat. Welcome to Big Blue Nation, Milan Momcilovic. I think we can all say the last 6 days have been exhausting, Craig, but it
Yep.
has finally come to that point where it looks like everything has come to fruition like we said it was going to several days ago. And you just, as time goes on, you start wondering if it's actually going to happen. And it has happened. Milan Momcilovic has committed to the University of Kentucky. Your thoughts?
Well, I was sitting up there, just kicked my shoes off
Of
from
course.
being outside and being all hurt with my tendonitis in my knee. It took me a while to get downstairs, but saw it pop across my phone on the Herald Leader, and I shot a call to you immediately, and figured you was on the phone from your contacts. And this is great news.
I
We're
absolutely.
we're getting uh, 88% free throw shooter, 49% 3-point shooter and I'm not talking about shooting 10 3-pointers for a year. I'm talking about shooting close to 275 free 3-pointers
Absolutely.
and shooting at 49%. My goodness, this is just going to be crazy. Like we've been talking about, the guards are going to love this with having Cam on one side and him on the other, big guys underneath, Moreno and Frank the Tank. And well, I think that's what some people nicknamed him.
Yeah.
Man, this is just, I've said this will put us in the top six. Other
Well,
people have said top 15. I think we were top 15 already.
it is one of those things where for the last
Ooh, some
couple of
great
days,
news.
there's been a lot of chatter, not only from the Iowa State fans, but also those who are U of L fans, the fighting Scrooge McDucks from down
Yeah,
I-64 who apparently have just
Papa
billions
Johnny's.
worth of money.
Yeah,
They were talking about how they were going to get him at the last second, and then we heard that Arizona was making a last push at it. Never really thought it was going to come to fruition for any of those teams. I honestly, and I've had a lot of people message me all day long asking what's happening, when's it going to happen. I just think it's on his time. I think this is a very sincere kid who I honestly don't. I mean, if you're a parent or an agent, why wouldn't you try to get as high a dollar as you possibly could? You're doing a disservice if you don't.
sure.
But I think this kid, he apparently talked to Iowa State yesterday, had a communication with Iowa State yesterday. I think that was more like wrapping up things. He was posting over the weekend some of his NIL stuff that he was trying to get done. It appears that he wanted to get to the 1st of June. And after the baseball game tonight and the heartbreak that was,
Man, wasn't
it
it though?
is great
Golly.
to be a Kentucky Wildcat this evening as we can celebrate bringing in the best shooter, the absolute best shooter in the country last year. Will
Yep.
be joining a very good up to this point Kentucky team, and everyone can say we glaze them and everything else, but the fact of the matter is, we had some journeymen that were coming through, and we had some guys who've been playing for 7 years and things like this. But
Yeah.
we needed a knockdown shooter. We had Cam, but you add Milan Momcilovic, and all of a sudden this team is formidable. And they're not an easy out for any team. I don't think they're done. This is the 14th person on the roster. I think they're still looking at some guys overseas, but
But
boy,
this is the big
this is
one.
a
This
big
is the big
game.
one. I mean, I just can't get over the fact, watching all these highlights that we've watched over the last 3 weeks, this guy is a great shooter. He's a quick shooter, needs only about a half an inch, maybe a quarter of an inch to get his shot off. And only drawback is defense. Well, we've discussed that, and who cares? Because we'll have 4 other guys on the full court, and they'll be more worried about offense on this team because we're going to have shooters at all 5 positions.
Yeah, and the great thing about this is that for the first time in 3 years, Mark Pope has good position players at each position.
At every position,
He's not
plus
playing
backups,
multiple position for the first
plus
time.
plus backups.
Plus backups. So
Yeah,
a guy that's a little hobbled after a big game, or you have a bum ankle or something, you are not hurting because you're not forcing your off ball guard to be able to pick up as your point guard. You have backups at every
Right.
position now, and my goodness, Momcilovic comes out of the game, and you bring in Cam Williams off the bench. I mean, you're not
Yeah.
losing anything from the shooting
Or
perspective.
Cam might be on the other wing,
He absolutely could.
and it probably will, I would say, because Pope will just load the starting five up with shooters, and you have those two guys on the wings, and going underneath the basket with Moreno. These guards, I'm just saying, these guards are going to love this team. They're going to get 10 assists a game. We might get 20 assists a game as a team.
Just the idea of being able to push the ball forward and have a guy leak out for 3-pointers at this point. Last year, we had high hopes for Cam. Coming into Rupp Arena, like I've always said, is one of the hardest places in the country to shoot. But once
Yeah.
you figure it out, lights out at that
Yeah.
point. And Cam was feeling that. He hurt his foot. But now we got a guy who's just an all-world shooter. He knocked the ball down like crazy at the combine. But knew he could get more money coming back to college. I don't blame the kid for coming back.
Yeah.
Come back, and honestly, he with the potential 5-year rule passing in June this month when they vote on that, makes me believe that he potentially could have another season. The details of whatever his agreement. I don't think we'll ever know exactly what will happen, but it is
It could be he could have a 2-year deal. We just don't know.
he could have a 2-year deal because you're going to make more money right now until they get this thing figured out and fixed. And I will say it, you got to fix this. You can't be paying guys $10 million a year. This is ridiculous.
That'll be next year.
Right now they're talking about the University of Utah. I sent this to you earlier. They brought in a private equity
Yeah.
company 9 months ago. They're laying off people in their athletic department now. You cannot keep this up. It is not
Yeah.
sustainable.
It's going to be like private equity buying up all the homes across the country or buying up a business and then tearing it apart. That's what they're doing at Utah. They
Yep.
got rid of like 14 people. I mean, this is just so exciting. It's going to be hard to sleep tonight. This is so exciting.
This is truly exciting. Hey, what's up, Tom Pratt? Good to see you, buddy.
I'm going to see you on ESPN.
It is truly exciting to see that this has finally come to fruition. Finally, some of the naysayers can be quiet about Mark Pope whiffing on some of these guys. There were people complaining today that Mark Pope was on a beach with his family. I mean, the man works nonstop. Good on him for getting this done. I know the team is reporting into this week, first of next week, June 9th, team workout start for players. So he's going to be able to join this team. Sounds like he's had multiple calls with the team. And I will say this.
Well,
over the last 2 or 3 days, his group has gone completely silent. So all of the stuff where people were coming and saying, oh, he's committed to Louisville, he's committed to Arizona, he's committing to St. John's, all these other things, nobody knew. And the reason you knew nobody knew is because nobody in his camp and nobody with a blue check mark was saying anything because he had gone silent. Radio silence from everywhere. And a lot of people were saying, oh, well, the longer it goes, the worse it is for Kentucky. I never thought that was the case. I think this guy is just a genuine kid. He's got good family and people around him, and they're trying to look out for the best for him. And he knew that the minute, and he didn't drop this at 2:00 in the afternoon like everybody thought he was going to.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
He dropped at 10:00 Eastern time, which is very unique in a situation like this. I think this kid is not about the glitz and glam, and this is all going to be new to him. And he wanted to enjoy this last weekend with his family before things went crazy.
Well, and think about this. I'm looking at the way too early top 25, which Kentucky is not even in. That blows me away. But he passed on number 13 Louisville, and he passed on number 11. Oh no, I thought where's Arizona's number 10. He passed on Arizona's number 10, and of course we know we needed him because who's number 1? Florida.
Yeah.
So this is going to give us a good shot. I can't believe we're not in the top 25. I haven't looked at it in 3 or 4 weeks.
Give it time.
It'll be interesting to see where it's at next. We're not even in the top 30. It'll be interesting next week what they say.
It's fine. Underestimate this team. I want you to underestimate us
all day.
I will tell you, George here makes a very good point. He says, if Trent Noah remembers how to shoot the ball, we can be lethal. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, if Trent Noah gets his shot off the same way Jeff Shepard does on the Rocket.
Reed Shepherd, yeah.
I mean, Reed, God, I keep saying it, Reed Shepard, because we know Noah can shoot. He just takes him too long to get his shot off. And if he gets going, oh, good Lord, watch out.
Now let's talk about what this means for you guys who are just joining us right now. Milan Momcilovic, the 6'8" senior, rising senior, fourth
Yeah,
year player, I guess you got to say these days,
right.
out of Iowa State, almost 50% 3-point shooter, has committed to the University of Kentucky. Big get for Mark Pope. But let's just talk about some of the starting fives you could have out here. You've got Zoom Diallo and Alex Wilkins, who I think have pretty much cemented themselves into
Yeah.
the starting lineup.
And that's 32 points right there.
Right.
From last year's season average. So
then you throw in Milan Momcilovic and maybe Justin McBride at the 4, and then Malachi Moreno. I mean, that means you're bringing in, Cam Williams, Braden Hawthorne, Usman Njai, Frank Kapnong, Jerome Morton, Mason Williams, Trent Noah, Reese Potter, and potentially Zion Hawthorne, depending upon what he's got. This is a team I can ride with. I mean, this is a team that I can get down with, because I feel like this is a team right here that is absolutely built for the way Mark Pope plays basketball, which is hustle basketball, get a ton of threes off as fast as you can, be athletic. Everybody can run up and down the court. I had my woes when it came to Brandon Garrison. I had my woes when it came to Mo Diabate last year. I think this is a much more athletic team. I sent you some video the other day of Justin McBride, and when somebody sent it to me, I was like, there's no way.
It couldn't be.
Good.
We can't have this many big guys that are this fast. That's the thing.
No.
And they dunk like crazy guys. I mean, they dunk hard. And like my starting five would be Moreno, Cam Williams, Diallo, Wilkins, and Momcilovic. That would be my starting five.
Yeah.
Because I just want mad bombers up there that can shoot free throws. And like we've said, this team, the starting five were probably, what's up, Sheldon? The starting five were probably be 80% or greater on the free throw line. There's 2 or 3 games right off the bat, 2 or 3 close games.
Yep, absolutely.
We'll win off of that, and we're thick. We got weight on this team. We're not a bunch of 7-footers that weigh 210 pounds. This team will get up and down the floor. Our guards will get up and down the floor, and in how you say Njai? Njai. That man can fly.
He's the unicorn. Most people that are going to watch Kentucky for the first time at Midnight Madness will have never seen.
Yeah, and he takes off from near the free throw line and throws down a hammer dunk.
It's almost 7 feet tall. I mean, it's 7'3" or something ridiculous.
Yeah, it's amazing, and with Justin McBride starting or coming off, either way, we've got 8 starters on this team that would start just about anywhere.
Absolutely. These are all guys that were recruited by other programs to come to them, including the guys down there in Louisville. They absolutely wanted all of our players as well. Look, Louisville's going to have a great team, but Kentucky's going to give them all that they want this year. And people can doubt that all they want, but this is a team that is built as a core. And I believe that sometimes teams are better than individual players. I believe this is the kind of team that can go deep. And I'm not just, blowing smoke to Big Blue Nation. We do have our M&Ms. We see there Tammy Cooper. We have the M&M boys now. That's something to be excited about. I have no doubt that the student section will be creative with their stuff this year. But I want Thanks, Tim. I appreciate it. But what I want you guys to understand is that this is huge news for the University of Kentucky, not just from a this year perspective. This is Kentucky can compete when it comes to getting players. And now I will tell you, Ryan Hampton is going to be the number 5 or 6 player. I don't want to say 6, 7 because a bunch of kids in the comments go crazy, but the 5 or 6th player in the country in the 2027 class is going to be on campus. There had been talk about him reclassifying. I don't think that's necessarily necessary right now, but it's definitely something that would be impressive if that happens. No pressure though, because we don't need to throw him in as a shooter right now.
Right.
But what Momcilovic does to extend the floor, listen, he came in and he scored 20 points on the University of Kentucky last year in the NCAA tournament and demoralized us. And that's what great shooting does.
He
And
killed. Yeah, he killed me. I said, "Is this guy gonna miss?"
yeah,
It's just amazing.
one of the things that Craig, you mentioned earlier, and you can go ahead and tell everybody tonight, when we were looking at returning points, guys who what they averaged last year, whether
Mhm.
they be for other teams or the University of Kentucky, average points returning to an NCAA team. What do we have coming in this year
114.1
per game?
per game. These boys love to shoot.
Yeah, yeah. Not a one of them scoring more than 18 points, but they are
Right.
all scoring.
Well, we got I think 5 double-digit or 6 double-digit scores now, and 2 or 3 that played overseas that we don't know what they average. We couldn't find or I couldn't find the stats. I'm not going to say we. I couldn't
But
find the
they're
stat.
also playing against grown men over there, so it's
Yeah,
not like
yes,
they
they are.
yeah,
Yeah,
these are 18, 19-year-old kids who are playing against grown
yeah,
men.
they've been playing against grown men probably since they were 15 or 16, and
Absolutely.
traveling in jets. So none of this is going to be new. I don't know what kind of arenas they play in Europe, but Rupp is, with a big tall dome. You got to get used to it. If you've ever shot a basketball inside of Rupp, like I remember when first time I shot a basketball in Memorial Coliseum, I bet I missed a goal by 2 feet
There's some
because
really
I'd never
sad
shot in a
Yep,
dome stadium before.
yep. There's some really sad people down, I-64 tonight, who talked a lot of smack.
Are you going to lose any sleep over it, Kyle?
I'm not at
No.
all. I'm sure my daughter's gonna blow up my phone, who is a University of Louisville student right now, but, so be it. We'll be alright. But, didn't come through. It wasn't necessarily about the money. Apparently, Louisville had made a push at the very end. I believe that Kentucky was probably the highest bidder. For those of you who are just joining us, thank you for joining in here. We have found out just tonight, that the number one player in the transfer portal class and the best shooter in the entire country last year, Milan Momcilovic, has committed to the University of Kentucky to play in the 2026-2027 season. Welcome to Lexington, young man. I hope that it is everything you can imagine. I hope this fan base will wrap their arms around you like they do all of the other, even role players here. Let's
Yeah.
be honest. I mean,
Well,
this is a fan
let
base that
me
loves
throw this question out there because Son of Seal says going to have to score in the 90s to beat the Cats.
It's absolutely true.
Would you take Momcilovic, that's a fourth-year player, or Ryan Stokes?
I mean,
Who's
I would.
coming in out of high school?
Teron Stokes would have been great, but again, I would have
What I
taken
said, Ryan Stokes.
and I'll say this because it's the ultimate Uno reverse. We lost out on the Tyron Stokes deal, although I think we lost out on a long time before he actually told us. I think
Yeah.
he was already signed. But I honestly believe that the Uno reverse here, giving us enough money left in our coffers to be able to go after a guy like Momcilovic, actually makes us more competitive than we would have been with Tyron Stokes. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah, I agree. Plus, I think Kansas is going to have headaches with him from all the videos we saw at the AAU games and stuff. We won't have these headaches with Momcilovic.
No, and in fact, I believe that the big thing about this is that Momcilovic, and listen, you guys who haven't watched him play yet, do yourself a favor, go watch some of his highlights. We had some highlights the last time we were rolling, and we got hammered with a copyright. You guys go look it up.
Yeah.
This guy plays amazing, but here's the other thing: he's a big old goofball, and he was so endeared to the fans in Ames, Iowa, at Iowa State. They loved him there. So listen, you're not only getting a great basketball player, you're getting a good kid. I do not believe in all the hype about the fact that we were waiting and waiting and maybe he's not worth it. I don't think that's it at all. Like I said earlier tonight, I believe this kid knew that he was about to get on a roller coaster when it comes to University of Kentucky, and he wanted to enjoy one last weekend with his family, who he is very close to, by the way.
Mhm.
And I think he wanted to enjoy it. I don't blame the kid. Enjoy
Well,
your
biggest fan base in the United States, and they've even got Big Blue podcasts in Saudi Arabia. So I mean, he will be worldwide, and he knew the Big Blue hurricane and everything involved with it. So I'd say he did probably want some peace and quiet with his family, just to chill out and relax after 2 months of being chased by every school in America. And I mean, when you get down to St. John's, Louisville, Kentucky, and Arizona, that's pretty big. And the only reason Duke, North Carolina, and them weren't in, they were probably already out of NIL money.
Well, I think again, it's the Uno reverse. I think it's one of those things where had it been a situation where we had landed Tyron Stokes, we would not be in the situation. We would not have the resources to have gone
Mhm.
after Momcilovic. Listen, he's going to end up with $7.5 million somewhere around there, probably,
Yeah.
which is an insane amount of money. I hope and pray and have a
But
good feeling it'll work out. But man, that's
good
a
for
ton
him.
of money.
It's capitalist country. Good for
That's
him.
right.
If he get paid for it, great. I mean, we paid a guy $2 million last year, and he played 4 games.
That's right. Yeah, big difference here.
So yeah, this is this is just I'm just so excited. When I saw this, I said, "Oh, Teresa, I got to go downstairs."
That's right.
She
Yeah.
said, "What's going on?" I said, "We just signed Momcilovic."
Well, Jen said Craig's calling you, and I couldn't get the phone fast enough, and I knew exactly what it was because I was getting phone calls too. So,
Yeah,
uh, I,
that's what I figured.
yeah, I will say that for those of you, you're absolutely right. 502, the Loyal BBN Fan Show is great. We love Mike and those guys. They're fantastic. We are looking forward to collabing with him in the future.
Yeah, we're gonna have him on. He said he'd come on.
Yep. Yep. So I will. I am very happy tonight. I'm probably not going to sleep very much thinking about the 114 points that we have coming to this team right now. But again, I think there's a lot of guys that will sneak up and score 10, 12, 14 points, and you won't even realize it on a regular basis.
Right? Yeah,
Unlike last year, Craig, where if Otega Owe didn't score 17 points, we were struggling.
we lost. Yeah,
We usually lost. Now we're in a situation where you have one guy that has an off night. Okay, I got 6 others who can score double figures,
exactly, exactly. And same thing on defense. If we've got a ton of fouls that we can throw underneath on the big center in Florida or somebody else that we're playing, that it won't hurt us because we might be. I'm going to have to do some research. We might be the best free throw shooting team in the country. If
What'd
not,
you say
we're in the top 5.
the lowest shooting was 72% or something like
I think
that?
yeah, something. I think 74 or something like that. But it's in the low 70s. And darn, last year that was probably our high outside of Owe.
Yeah.
And
I will
so
I do have to get a shout out. I got some of my boys on here. Matt McCracken, that's my guy. Tom Pratt coming on here. These are all UK Delta Sigma Phi's. So
what the what? No, I'm kidding.
yeah, those are my founding brothers up there. So
Yeah.
this is a big deal for the University of Kentucky. Milan Momcilovic has committed to the University of Kentucky,
See,
and
there's another one. Yeah,
uh,
that's one we've talked about.
we are talking all the possibilities that are happening right now. Last Wednesday evening, at about 9 o'clock, he withdrew from the NBA draft. He was projected to be a high second round pick, probably going to make in the 1.5 million range. Decided to forego that and come back to college
Without a guarantee.
yeah, without a guarantee. But here he's going to have a guarantee of money. And honestly, it's a situation where a lot of people were even talking it could be a 2-year deal. Probably still going to make more in those 2 years than he'll make on his rookie contract for 3.
Yeah, he'd have to be top 8 because when Shepard went in to Houston at number 3, he signed $10 million a year, which is that's big money. But so I'd say outside the top 10, he's going to be making more money at UK and probably having a better time. I don't know.
You're only 22 years old once, right? I mean, isn't that what Taylor Swift said or something like that?
Yeah.
I don't want to admit that
and just say he doesn't do well in NBA. If he made $7 million here or he made $14 million over 2 years,
still life-changing money.
He ain't got to work the rest of his life. He invests it properly. He ain't got to work another day the rest of his life.
No, he really doesn't.
We could have him on our podcast as our third host.
He's welcome to come on here. He's welcome to sponsor us now. $7 million a year. We'll make Milan Momcilovic podcast if he wants. No, but in all honesty, it is a this is a great team for Mark Pope. It is the first time that he has players at every position and backup players at every position. And a lot of folks in the chat are saying this, and I think they're absolutely right. It's time to add Crawford. We got
Yep.
to think about adding Jamal Crawford, the NBA former NBA six man of the year. We got to bring him in. This guy
Yeah.
is just a given. He has contacts to all of the youth in America. He knows all the AAU kids and all the AAU programs. It just makes sense to go after Jamal Crawford and make that happen.
Yeah, when at the end of the game 7 last night between OKC and San Antonio, I thought when Reggie Miller, like we said on our earlier podcast, I thought when Reggie Miller turned to him and
We both,
asked him if he had something to add, I thought for sure he was going to say he's going to go play for go coach UK now.
yeah.
But
Well,
it would have been a golden opportunity.
yeah. I will say that I said earlier, but I'll say it again. With the heartbreak in Morgantown tonight that occurred in extra innings, the Cats falling to West Virginia. This is a great pick me up, and it helps us get through the night. And if we can add Crawford onto the coaching staff, what a great week it would be. I will give a shout out here, Jeremy Simpson, who also is a Big Blue fan, has his own show. What's up, Jeremy? Thanks for joining us. You're right. It's a great end to recruiting. If it's the end, I'm still don't.
That's what I was going to say. If it's the end,
If it's the end, I give these guys a little bit of time. I think we have one more roster spot. So who knows what we'll fit right here.
George, this will be, as George says, you put it up. Yeah, this is the most athletic team of the 3 years that Pope's had here. These guys are fast, they're quick, and that's two different things. Fast is for up and down the court. Quick is 5-on-5 kind of stuff. And then they're tall. They got big wingspans. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be so interesting to watch these guys play. I wish we could watch preseason practices because I bet they are just going to be beating the crap out of each other.
Well, I
sent
you the Justin McBride footage, and I know some of these other guys. Yeah. I saw Jerome Morton working out with Zach Cox the other day, just on Instagram. Shout out to Zach Cox and all that he's doing, Undisputed Fitness. But my goodness, that dude is ripped, and he's coming off the bench like
about Morton.
Yeah,
he's 6'4", 8 points a game, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 44% shooter, and 82% from the free throw line.
And for you who are wondering,
and that's not a great team.
No. And for you guys who are wondering, Malachi is back in town. I understand that he's working out as well. These guys know they have to get physically fit. They have to get in shape. They have to get bigger. The training table is already working. So, University of Kentucky has the best staff when it comes to nutrition and fitness. So I have no doubt that those guys are ready to make a run. So at this point, you have the bodies. Maybe still one more to go, but you at least have the bodies at this point, and it's going to be interesting to see. Now, listen, I don't think it's imperative that you try to convince Ryan Hampton to reclassify right now.
No, because we'll run out of balls.
Yeah, exactly. So, let the kid enjoy his senior year and do well. And I think he'll be a great addition next year. If he wants to come along now for the ride, great, but there's no pressure on him hey, we need you because we need a shooter. He is a great shooter, by the way. I just think that at this point, better safe than sorry. Let's go out and try to find that other European piece or something of that nature at this point.
Well, and the players on this team will mesh, because we talked about earlier how Pope struggled last year with all the players in the first quarter of the season up through December of getting them to play together as a team, because it looked like all one-on-one. Everybody want to get their points up to try to get a shot at the NBA.
Right.
And I think he learned a lot last year. We know Coach Pope is smart as a whip, and these players are a little bit older now. They know his system. They've watched him play, or in Momcilovic's case, competed against him twice. So I think we're going to start off on a much better foot this year. We won't have to wait till 3/4 way into December to get this team to gel and then maybe fall apart in February, like what happened. This is going to be. I think we're going to put together a great team. I hope the fans are all over this team. None of the naysaying, none of the crying, none of the whining, none of the fire Pope stuff. I posted a big blue train with railroad cars on my Facebook page and said,
Yep.
all aboard. Let's all get behind this team.
Yep.
Let's all get behind Coach Pope and no more booing. I mean, this.
Listen, they will also have one of the toughest schedules in
Oh,
the
gosh.
country. Well, I mean, just playing in the SEC is one of the toughest schedules that there is. But we get a early shot at Kansas in the
Yeah.
championship, and I am looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think that's a lot of people got that on their calendar now.
yeah, George, you are absolutely right. If we wake up,
Oh, yeah.
Reese Potter, but listen, just as big as Reese Potter is, there are guys in the program right now that believe that Braden Hawthorne and Reese Potter are silent killers. That
Yeah,
they
they're
are
sleepers.
going to be incredibly good, and no one knows how good they are. That's the whole thing about this Kentucky team. And you said it earlier, Craig. You said, "Well, I don't even know how we're not in these too early to predict top 25."
Top 25s, yeah. Right now, without Momcilovic.
Yeah, but keep us there because you don't know what we
Yeah.
have. And if we listen, we have 114 points of returning ball players to this team, and Braden Hawthorne and Reese Potter haven't played.
Yeah, and think about it. You take out a 7-foot Moreno, and you bring in a 7'1" Reese Potter. I mean, my goodness, we do not get smaller when we replace a player. And even if he only, like Mark Eaton, he only scores 2 points a game, but he gets 10 rebounds and he redirects shots when the guards come in and picks up a couple blocks in his minutes. That's going to be great.
Yeah, and Potter's a shooter, and so is
Yeah,
Braden
he is.
Hawthorne.
Some
Listen,
of the highlights we've seen, he can shoot.
guys who can shoot the ball. They are going to spread this court out. You can have a traditional center under there at times, and you can have two guys who are nearly 7 feet tall who can knock it from beyond 10 feet, which is in this day and age is rare.
And if Potter is out, say he's 18 foot away, and he can shoot, which we know he can, then that's going to pull their center out. And what's that do? It opens the middle up for our guards, and it opens up both wings. I mean, this is going to be what Pope say he wants to get up 35 threes a game. I think he'll be able to do that this year easily.
That's the old school Rick Pitino mid-90s. Fire it. If you hit 10, great. If you hit 12, even better. If you hit 14, you're winning every night. So I mean, that's playing the numbers. And for the first time, we have the bodies who can do it, right?
Right.
And listen, I'm telling you guys, go watch it. We'll have some stuff on here in the next couple days. Some of this.
Well, we can put them on our Facebook page, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But check out. Make sure you like and subscribe to our page so that you can have updates. Everybody says they're insiders. Only so many people, work for the athletic department. Only so many people have contacts who are still there. And listen,
Kyle, what did you do to interrupt you? What did you do?
I worked for the University of Kentucky Sports Video for 25 years, and still know guys who are in there. And at the same time, know all the folks who are in media. This is a show that we've always wanted to do, and we have been doing it for the last 3 months. And we are one of the fastest growing YouTube podcasts. Every day, 5 p.m. We do news and politics, but we also do UK sports. So join us.
We'll be doing football.
Oh yeah.
We might do post-game shows. We might do pre-game shows.
Sure.
We might just go straight Kentucky Wildcats. Kyle and I've talked about it just a little bit.
Yep.
But we're going to have another good local football team, Franklin County Flyers. Franklin County basketball team is doing great in advertising their players daily. Yep. And then we're going to have looks like a pretty darn good UK football team. If anything, it's going to be exciting. And then we've analyzed this UK basketball team to death. It's going to be a great fall. I never want fall to get here early, but this might be one year I want it.
And my parents always told me not to wish my life away, but golly, if we could wish away about 3 months, right?
Yeah, and I'm 60. Yeah, I'm getting up there where 3 months are important.
Yeah, yeah. But in 3 months, it's late August, and we're waiting to see what this football team looks like. We're 98, 97 days away from football. So,
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right, George. Hawthorne was a top high school recruit. He was Mr. West Virginia basketball.
correct.
Yeah, boo to West Virginia.
And his dad, on the Loyal BB and Fan Show, his dad and Cam Williams' dad were on the show last night. I missed it, but I'm gonna go watch it tonight. I was getting ready to watch it as soon as the baseball game was over, but then 3 minutes later, here come the announcement, and you went upstairs, I went downstairs,
Yeah.
and so I'm gonna watch that tonight. So, and Mr. Williams, George Senior, has said he would come on our podcast. I've talked to him on the phone.
Look who just
Yeah,
joined in. Don't wish away our summer.
yeah, don't
That's
we?
my wife who is for anybody who's watching. That's my
Yeah,
wife not to wish away our summer.
but
She's,
it's gonna be. Yeah, she wants to get in that pool.
she does. She does.
But
Yeah. So,
it's gonna be hopefully a quick summer, and I don't they don't we can't see any of the practices, right? Other
no,
than the blue white game.
they will release some footage, but they'll keep everything.
Now let me ask this: do the podcasters like Cat's coverage? Podcasters like Cat's coverage. He earned credentials
Right.
to get into, I guess, UK practices and the games.
Right.
We got to work towards that.
Well, got to get more of you all to like and
Yeah.
subscribe to show our legitimacy here. But
Thank
we
you so
do
G.
appreciate you guys joining us tonight. This is a big night for UK basketball, UK sports in general. Because let's be
Yeah.
honest, the whole program, whether it's football, basketball, softball, baseball, when one team does good, everybody does good. And this
Yeah,
is
baseball got the game 7 tonight, 10 innings.
yeah. I mean, it was that great season by the baseball team. Did not expect to be there. They were one. They were 1/9 inning away from getting
Yeah,
there.
2 exciting games in a row.
Yeah, two very exciting games.
13-12 and tonight and we had 2 guys on in the ninth
Yeah,
and just
yeah.
couldn't get
fight
him
game
home from
across.
second base.
Yeah. For you guys who are just joining us tonight, we got the great news tonight that Milan Momcilovic, the number one recruit in the transfer portal and the best shooter in the country, is committed to the University of Kentucky. And I don't know if you all have noticed, but it is very silent from Louisville fans. In our last broadcast last Wednesday night, it was full of Louisville fans.
It was Troll City, wasn't it? Troll City?
It was Troll City up here. We were the mayor and vice mayor of Troll City, and now where are they? Where did all the Louisville fans go? But they're in their feelings right now, you all. It's fine. Tonight they'll be tweeting about how Milan Momcilovic wouldn't have even fit into their roster, and none of our guys could play at Louisville. That's fine. It's fine. We will see you in Rupp this year. As somebody said, they haven't beat us in Rupp since the Bush administration, so we'll see what happens there.
I like Jim Rants.
I love Jim Rants.
I love Jim Rants.
Yeah, and that's what we need. This team needs Jim Rats. It needs those guys that
If I'm Trent Noah,
SGAs just live in the gym. The Tayshaun Princes.
If I'm Trent Noah, I'm in that gym, and somebody's swinging a broom at me every time I shoot. Every time the ball touches my hands, they're swinging a broom at me. But you mentioned some pro players. We're going to have 3 in the finals.
We are.
1 on the Knicks and 2 on San Antonio. The 6th man of the year, the MVP. I mean, these are some award-winning Kentucky Wildcats.
Yeah.
And Keldon Johnson is the 6th man. SGA is MVP. And that other guy, he's barely okay. But
De'Aaron Fox and Cat.
I mean, he only scores about 25 a game.
Yeah.
So and he made San Antonio this year. I wanted Reed Shepherd to be drafted number 4 to get picked with San Antonio and be paired with Wemby, because I think they would be a perfect pair. But when De'Aaron Fox left Sacramento, I said, well, that's even better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they're pulling in a guy who scores over 20 every game.
I will say, Craig, that a month and a half, 2 months ago, I think when I was in Florida when we did our podcast, you said, watch out for the Knicks. The Knicks may win this whole thing. I thought I
called it early.
Nuts. I thought you were nuts. I'm gonna
They
start listening to you when it comes to stuff
they
like that.
play team basketball.
They do.
They
Something that we're gonna see a lot of next year.
Yeah, and it's going to be fun watching the NBA finals this year because I mean there's 27 or 30 UK players in the NBA, but to have three and to have one of them an MVP and one of them six man of the year, and then De'Aaron Fox pull I don't know what his average is, but I know Sacramento was like 25 a game.
Yeah,
This is going to be a fun NBA series, and it's fun on player introductions when they go. Uh, this is Bob Smith, Kentucky. This is Bob Smith,
right. Yeah.
Kentucky. Now,
Well,
on the pregame here, and you came mentioned 3 times out of 10, 30% of the starting rosters.
De'Aaron only scored 18.6 points this year. I mean, he's
That's a bummer.
right. Right. Might have to get it together.
Well, I guess when you got a guy that's 7'5" and he is the NBA now,
Right.
you might lose 2 or 3 points a game, but that's
might.
okay.
Well, and Big Cat's gonna have his work cut out for him with his 20.1 points and 11.8 rebounds against the true.
Well, I think SGA is going to. I'm not SGA. I think Wemby is going to have his work out for him because Cat's one of those big guys that can shoot from three.
Yeah, he is.
He's a decent 3-point shooter. He got a lot better this year, but he focused more underneath. Last year, all he did was just throw it up every time he crossed the half court, and it hurt him.
Well, he's not gonna have to wait, be down there with Chet Holmgren or anything. He's have to run around with Cat. Cat's gonna make him run a little bit. Well, anyway, we're getting off the subject. Tonight, we're the idea that we have signed the number one recruit in the portal, that being Milan Momcilovic. If you guys enjoy this content, make sure you like and subscribe. Follow us on all of our socials. We're on TikTok as well, and our Facebooks, our personal Facebook. You can find us. We are more than thankful for you guys joining us tonight. We've been on pins and needles waiting to break this news to you as soon as there was verification, and once there was, we were right here with you. Craig, we're coming up.
We always will be.
Yeah, we're always going to be. It's just who we are. We'll go live no matter where we are. So pretty exciting stuff here. We have a lot to look forward to. We have still a lot to look forward to. Maybe we add Jamal Crawford to the coaching staff. Maybe we add a 15th roster spot. All sorts of things that can happen here.
Yeah, if we can add Jamal Crawford, of course, I've wanted to add Rondo for quite a while now because Rondo was my favorite all-time guard in the NBA.
Well, his son is going to be a freshman in high school, so we got
his son. What's his son's first name?
Pierre Rondo Jr.
Pierre Rondo. Pay attention to that.
Yep.
He might be the best freshman in the whole United States right now.
It's not even close. And in fact, for those of you who are not Kentucky high school basketball fans, Pierre Rondo led his high school to the state championship this year, and
as an eighth grader,
starting as an eighth grader. And, and when I say he led them. So I mean, it's they're at North Oldham, so it's going to be an interesting scenario with what happens over the next few years there. I agree with you, Matt. Ryan Hampton is out there. It's a distinct possibility that he could reclassify. He is visiting campus this week. There's going to be a lot of good vibes on campus now that Ryan Hampton's going to be there.
I'm kidding. And
Momcilovic, and maybe he reclassifies. Maybe if he does, that would be huge. That would be enormous. But it's not a necessity at this point. I think if this had fallen through, then Kentucky has to be worried that they have to pull a rabbit out of their hat, and they don't have to do that now.
Yeah, but if we get it, even if we don't get him this year, he still likes Kentucky.
He does.
He's mentioned Kentucky a lot. If Momcilovic leaves for the NBA, if he becomes a top 12 lottery pick next year, and then Ryan Hampton can come in, and if he's good as they say he is in high school, we might not miss a beat. And
we really might not. I mean, I think the incredible thing about this is that, and we've said it already a bunch of times, but for the first time in 3 years, it feels like we have a full roster with a full complement of players at every position. I don't know any other way to put it. Would you agree or disagree with that?
100% agree. And if we get the bad luck we've had in Pope's first 2 years, where your best players go down to injury, we've got great players behind them to come in.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be an exciting year for UK sports all the way around.
Yep.
It was an exciting night twice tonight.
Yep. Get back on that Big Blue bandwagon. There's plenty of space for everybody, even the naysayers, even those who were upset at Pope earlier in the all of the recruiting and everything else. This ended up being a great get, a really good. I'm just impressed, top to bottom. This is just a really good
John Boy's right.
top to bottom. You're absolutely right, John Boy. And John Boy's been asking us for several days now. What's the deal on Milan? What's going on with Milan? Well, here it is. We got the good news for you, and now let's hope that Jamal Crawford will be joining us. If he does, we will be the first to jump on the air and tell you. You won't even have to wait. Just you'll get the notification if you go ahead and like and subscribe, and you hit that notification bell so that you can always be in contact when we are about to go live. And that's the best way to stay informed with us here at Apex Media. Anything else? You're absolutely. George said here, Ryan is good enough to get some backcourt minutes right away. We need depth. Get him now if you can. Don't disagree. We still have a roster spot. A lot of teams don't have roster spots. Let's go ahead and get him. That would be huge. Let's lock him up now, and with no pressure. Then the kid doesn't have any pressure at that point.
Right.
But remember, guys, 17, 18-year-old kid. He's just supposed to be a senior in high school. So let's give some grace and everything and see what happens. But if he does come, again, let's enjoy this for the moment that it is right now. We have the best shooter in the nation joining an already good team. Now makes it a very competitive team, Craig, and I think we're going to be very competitive as the season goes on. Anything else you want to add before we get out of here, Craig?
Good luck trying to get to sleep tonight, Big Blue Nation.
Forget it.
It's going to be tough.
And tomorrow night, for those of you who love politics, you can join us because Craig and I are going to be on here about 9:45 tomorrow night watching the California primaries, having fun with that. We'll be having
and that will be fun. That won't be politics. We'll be making fun of California the whole time. We're going
to play some of those ads out of LA and things. That'll be fun. Yeah. And, boy, you're right. It's probably in that ballpark.
I'd say you're close.
So, for my good friend Craig Blanton, thank you guys for joining us tonight. It is a great night for Big Blue Nation and the University of Kentucky. Really excited about this, and we are looking forward to what this means for the Cats in the future. If you would, hit that subscribe and like button. Make sure you share the podcast. And join us every night at 5 o'clock on Apex News Above the Noise. For Craig Blanton, I'm Kyle Thompson. We will see you guys next time.
Okay, let's go.